On the screen, you can see that I am ready to make the table of contents for my poetry portfolio. The materials you'll need are going to be a table of contents page. This is not going to be enough room, so I made a second page. This says table of contents continued. If you end up needing a third page, I would just go ahead and grab another one of these. And of course, you could always make your own. You also need a pencil to start writing the information. You need a pen to go over the pencil when you're finished, because it does need to be in ink. You're going to need some crayons or markers or colored pencils or whatever medium you choose to use so that this looks beautiful when you're done. And then you also need the rubric, which tells you not only the pieces that need to be inside the portfolio, but also how much they are worth, and also the order in which they need to appear in your portfolio. Okay, as you can see on the screen, I have already begun my table of contents. I have my poetry section. My first actual poem is my haiku poem, which is on my rubric. And then my reflection comes underneath it. And I did all my dots to the side, and I left a space for the page number. My second poem I'm going to include looks like it is my metaphor poem. So I write the words metaphor, poem. And then I'm going to put the title of my piece in here. I'm leaving it blank because I don't want you to copy whatever I write. This part is actually personalized to you, whatever your title was. And then I'm going to put my dots out to the side and leave a space for the page number inside my portfolio. The reflection goes underneath. My third piece of poetry I'm going to include is going to be my napkin poem. I do have an optional poem in here. If yours has that, if you did the poem, you could write it there. If you did not do it, you can go ahead and go on to the next section. On this rubric, the next section says close reading section. So just like I did on the top with the poetry section, I'm going to write the words close reading section. And I'm going to leave a space just to make it a little bit more clear. Okay, so my last one for my close reading section was rhythm, rhyme, results. If yours is the same, it'll look just like that. If it's not, just look at the rubric and see whatever your last close reading poem is. But the next section on my rubric looks like it's the narrative section. So again, I'm going to skip a space and write narrative section. If yours does not have a narrative section, for example, if your class was not assigned narratives inside of your portfolio, then you do not need to include this section. If your class does have a narrative section, you're going to include the title of each of your narratives. So for example, mine, I go from rhythm, rhyme, results for number 11, and then the narrative section, the 12. And then right here, I'm going to put the title of my short story, my first short story, and put dots all the way out to the edge and wait for the page number. So same thing for each of these. In quotation marks, make sure you capitalize each word inside the title of your narratives, and then put the dots out to the edge. Again, I'm leaving mine blank so that you don't copy mine, but that you write your own here. Okay, I'm done with my narrative section, and then the next section looks like it's other work section. So skip a space, write the words other work section. Not only the poems that are in our portfolio, but also narratives that we've done if you do the extra credit or if your class requires that. The different close reads we did, and also some of the handouts that we looked at as a class or looked at individually. My rubric, and thus the end of my table of contents. My next job is to take my pen and go over these words in pen. Remember that your poetry portfolio is supposed to be your best work, so I really want to try hard. Okay, I'm going to stop there for now. I think you get the picture. The next thing I want to do after I write in my pen is to erase any pencil marks so it looks nice and neat. Take your time. I use black pen on mine, but you can use any color you want as long as we can see it. You'll notice that even though I'm almost towards the end, I still have not written my page numbers. I'm not going to do that until everything is bound together, and then that's probably the last thing I'm going to do is write the page numbers on there. Okay, and then last but not least for this video is to draw an image on my table of contents. It should be something that symbolizes poetry or writing or the writing process. I'm going to start out with pencil, and then I'm going to switch to my crayons or my color pencils or whatever medium I end up choosing. I think for mine, I think I'm going to draw a quill maybe on the side up here because I have this long space, and I think that might look really nice. But on yours, you can draw whatever.